So if the government declares an emergency, your qualifiable rights via the ECHR are gone, right? The English Constitution doesn't do that. It's still there. They're inviolable rights. You cannot take them rights off people.
And funny enough, it's the same with the NHS, where in times of a crisis, government take over the NHS. And since COVID, I don't even know whether they've handed it back yet.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. That was the most disgusting. I mean, they tried to force me to wear a mask when I went into hospital, and I actually called the geezer a Nazi. They banned me from all hospitals in the UK for 6 months. And I had a life-threatening condition. That's how disgusting
How
them
could you
people.
ban somebody from somewhere that could potentially be life or death?
That exactly. And again, that was challengeable, right? That was challengeable because I've paid national insurance and it's part of our structure. And the National Health Service have a constitution, right? It's called a framework agreement. They're not allowed to do that, but they did. And they got away with all these things. I mean, anyone with any form of common sense today understands that COVID was a con. It was a lie. And the only reason they told everyone to wear masks that didn't work, right, was that they wanted a way of visualizing how their propaganda was working, right? So that you had, and anyone who didn't take the jab, and anyone that didn't wear a mask, and anyone that stood up in these supermarkets with these little directional arrows, right, as if I nearly swore then, as if a virus isn't. Of course, a virus only goes in one direction. If you walk in this direction, you'll escape it, right?
And you're okay if you sat down eating, but don't stand up and go to the toilet without your mask.
Yeah,
it
and
was
you
just pathetic.
take your mask off to have a mouthful, and there was even people swimming with masks on,
and bags over their head, like a bit tighter.
This is like so. What they actually, the reason why they want, and this is what people need to understand: the billions and billions they put into the propaganda to frighten people. All right. And again, I was in a pub the other day, just to make sure your audience are aware of this. I was in a pub the other day, and a lady come in, quite elderly, probably in her 70s, maybe 80s, right? And said, "Are the COVID restrictions gone now? Can I come in and get something to eat?" Right? That's how bad it is. Now she's probably sat in her house, right, thinking that that's how bad it is. And I was looking at her and thinking how cruel those people were psychologically. And the only reason they told people to wear a mask is they needed a visual, right, of the propaganda working. And then you've got groupthink, right? And I mean, I had people come up to me in supermarkets. I was saying to me, "Why haven't you got a mask on?" I said, "It's none of your effing business." Do you know what I mean? I was completely exempt, by the way.
Yeah,
right?
my little girl, I think we all were. My little girl, who was 10 at the time, would go into the supermarkets, and anyone with a mask on, because there were quite a few people that didn't, to be fair, but the ones that did, she'd go behind them making sheep noises. It's just
yeah, that's all
crazy times, crazy. It was like living in an episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, it was. And again, there are certain groups of people that still haven't learnt the lesson. I mean, the hardest ones to breach their thought patterns, to wake them up, were the ones that were driving their cars with their mask on.
I still see it today.
And I look at them and I think, this is just insanity. But again, I mean, we wrote them cards up. We showed people, there was lots of people that used the Constitution if they got fined or if they got They tried to get a conviction, and every one of the people that we represented, they threw the cases out.
Why don't you get yourself on school and run English Constitution courses?
So the system. I'm glad you just said that. We are doing that. We are going to set up the training. We're setting it up hopefully under a trust, but it's got to be voted on, which is why I said that Mablethorpe is so important, because that's one of the things we're voting on. I have got a thing about money, right? I don't like it. I don't particularly
Give it to
want
me
it.
then.
You never ever want to be the richest man in the graveyard, right? And what I believe in is giving back to the future generations, not taking from them, right? So it's not about me, it's about England and our constitution, right? So we do want to do this education program.
And its future.
Again, people need to understand something. What you've just said there is really important. We will be setting it up online, and there's a book once I've got around to writing every single chapter out, but it's written in a different way, right? I might have a book here.
I hope to get a signed copy of said book, so I can put it on my bookcase.
Well, I've got a book here,
and
right?
Plug it.
I'm just gonna see if I can bring it up. Let me see if I can bring it up on your screen. This is an original, by the way, 1808. Right, so
you started quite early then.
Yeah, not me, son, not me. Although some people
quite
do
sharp this morning.
Hang on, let me have a look and let me see if I can change this. I don't know if it'll change it. Ready? Here we go. This goes off
my format.
No,
hey, there you go. That's good. I can see that.
All right, so I'm just showing you that book. Right, that's an original. A concise view of the English of the Constitution of England by George Custance. Now, the reason why this book and others like this is an original, by the way, and again written in 1808. The reason why it's so important, and there's another one that you're seeing up there. Again, original. Right? When they tell us we haven't got a constitution, select statutes, cases, and documents that illustrate the English constitutional history. Right. So let me go back because I don't want to ruin your.
No, you're fine. Do you not find though that courts say that they don't recognise things?
Yeah, well, that's illegal.
But how do you overcome that if the places where you're going to seek remedy are the ones saying no?
You need to appeal, and then you need to complain about the judge, because if a judge says to you, "I'm not interested in the Constitution," the Halsby's Laws of England, and I haven't got the one in front of me at the moment, right? Did you want me to show you that one while I'm on it?
You can do whatever you want, mate. Yeah.
Let me show you this other one because it's important. This is not. And I'll switch the camera again.
I'm more impressed with your technical abilities, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good. I don't even think I can do that.
So there you got Halsby's Laws of England, 4th edition, right? And then if I push the book up, you can see there, volume 8, Conflict of Laws is the one that tells you in this book, this is the Halsby's Laws of England, the common law of England, right? And this is just one book, right? If you look behind me, and it's not a green screen, there's two sets, statutes.
Unlike someone else I know.
Who's that?
The one who's influenced, who you've been somewhat of an influence, I would say. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I do like influencing people in a positive way.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So on here, you've got constitutional law. You can see it at the bottom there, right? So just to make sure, you probably can't see that. You can see how much of that I've got left. There's another one there. Same. It's a different colour book. That's it. So I'm asking my assistant.
Hello, assistant.
I have an assistant producer with me. To
assistant
my lab.
or carer?
you're a carer, probably.
I'm
So
here all day, folks. I'm here all day.
just to make sure you're all aware, right? So here, just 4th edition,
Mhm.
and then if I move that up, you can see it again.
Constitutional
Right?
law.
Constitutional law. You can also see. I'd have to move the camera up, but you would see how thick that book is, right?
Mhm.
So this is all current law, all right? So getting back, let me take it back to my other camera again. So your question was, what happens if the judges turn around? That's why when you start presenting a case, instead of doing all this free man of land nonsense, right? You should be showing the judges. So what is this then? And it is current law, and the Houseries Laws of England says that constitutional law covers all law, criminal law, private law meaning contract, public law. Public law means basically that there is a public injunction, and often with criminal penalties if you go against it, which is what the Bill of Rights is, right? So technically, if anyone goes against the Bill of Rights, police officer, official, normal member of the public, they are in contempt of statute or contempt of sovereign, and that is an indictable offence.